Yo, what up? What's poppin'? What up, babe? Oh, that's not live because it's not even full. Oops-a-daisy. I think the only thing is it didn't fill. My stuff didn't fill. The jersey didn't fill. The RSA jersey. And the Gold Premier Players Baseball. They probably would have filled minis, but I was out. I wasn't on my phone. So that's my bad. I'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll get stuff filled. And then here, the Flux and Elements didn't fill. So, but we'll get them filled for tomorrow. We'll run some minis on a mini amount and get some more stuff posted for y'all. Alright, I think that's everything. We'll go ahead and go right into it. Yeah, actually, alright, word. Let's go ahead and get into it. We got our helmet. That's really dark for some reason. That's a little better, I guess. No. Guess it works. Word. So, yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll do a full size helmet first. This one's pick 15. So, let's go. Let's run the pop. Okay. So apparently we have a pop. Alright, we have one 2022 Gold Rush autograph full size authentic football helmet. Jimmy is the Niners, Richard is the Bears, Jerry is the Bengals, Gabriel is the Bills and Broncos, Joel is the Browns, Ryan is the Bucks, Rob is the Cardinals, Adam is the Chargers, Derek is the Chiefs, Gabriel is the Colts, Kevin is the Boys, Joey is the Finns, Tyson is the Eagles, Dave is the Falcons, Kevin is the football team, Derek is the Giants, Zachary is the Jaguars, Tyson is the Jets, Kevin is the Lions, Adam is the Packers, Dave is the Panthers, Adam is the Patriots, Mandan is the Raiders, Joseph is the Rams, Dave is the Raiders, Dave is the Ravens, excuse me. Heath is the Saints, Joel is the Seahawks, Kane is the Steelers, Mario is the Texans, Heath is the Titans, and Kevin is the Vikings. Jerry was the winner. Okay, cool. So Jerry, if you're here, we can pop that for you. Good luck, guys. Where's my color? Authentic. We have authentic. All right. A Jets helmet, silver, real nice. It's all authentic. Let's go on to the Jets and Tyson. There you go, Tyson. How about a little Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson, speed authentic. This is the Flash. Nice Zach Wilson. Congrats on that, Tyson. Nice hit there. That is also Beckett's shirt. Most of them stopped coming with the actual paper cert. Everything's all virtual now. They come with a little sticker and then a QR code where you can just quite literally scan the QR code from your phone and it takes you like right to the site. Like it scans the cert, takes you right to the site and tells you who it is. It's actually wild. Before you used to sit there and type it in, now you can just QR it. That was our full-size helmet. What do we have up next? I think we have our wild card Illumination football next. 2022. 2022 Gold Rush autograph authentic full-size football helmet, 1 box group break. Alright, let's grab this Illumination. Darnold's not even going to be on a team next year, bro. He's going to be a backup. Alright, we have 1 box of 2021 Wildcard Illumination. Joel is the football team, Christopher is the Patriots, Kevin is the Lions, Jerry is the Chiefs, Todd is the Falcons, Jerry is the Eagles, Ryan is the Panthers, Colts and Raiders, Kevin is the Rams, Todd is the Finns, Avery is the Seahawks, Ryan is the Ravens, Jerry is the Browns, Peter is the Bucks, Avery is the Giants, Todd is the Vikings, Joel is the Boys, Ryan is the Texans, Peter is the Niners, Jerry is the Saints, Ryan is the Broncos, Todd is the Bengals, Christopher is the Packers, Kevin is the Bears, Todd is the Chargers and Steelers, Joel is the Titans, Todd is the Bills, Christopher is the Jaguars, Todd has the Jets, and Jeff has the Cardinals. No, he won't. Will not be their starter. He just wasn't good this year, simply. He was good for like the first 3 games, and then fell off the face of the earth. I mean, he might be on the Panthers, but he's not going to start for them. There's no way. Absolutely no way. We have an auto. Andre Cisco. Let's go into the Jaguars and Christopher. Okay. Sure. Let's go with that. There's like, are you actually gonna tell me that Sam Darnold was good? Kyle Trask. We have a Nation Wright going to the Cowboys, and Joel. Didn't he throw like 3 picks in a game or so, 4 picks in a game or something, like 3 picks? Something like that. We have a Kyle Trask, that is 8 out of 35. Let's go out to the Buccaneers and Peter. Okay. Right. Let's go with that. Has Darnold ever even won a division? Because I don't even think Darnold's won the division. I know what you're going to say to that. You're going to say, oh, well, look at the team that Dak has compared to Darnold. But it's funny because you consistently call the team around Dak trash. You call Amari Cooper overrated. You call Zeke washed. So, like, which one is it? Is Dak overrated or is the team around him overrated? Because it can't be both. Because if it was both, then they would just lose, like, terribly bad. And they choke, but that's because of ownership. With 15 out of 18. Amari Rodgers. I think that's Green Bay. I'll have to check. You have in the past. But. And I mean, he's clearly not better than Dak because if he was better than Dak, then he would get paid like Dak. Because, that is the Packers, Amari Rodgers. So that's going out to Christopher. Because whether or not Dak got overpaid or whatever, that's a whole nother discussion. But I think that NFL scouts and like owners and coaches probably have a better idea of players' potential than we do. We have 16 out of 18. Kyle Pitts. Let's go on to the Falcons and Todd. See, I'm not going to have this discussion because it's really just not worth my breath to argue about this. It's not worth me getting worked up over, so I'm just not even going to comment any further on what I think about the whole situation. We have 186 out of 199, Jalen Waddle. Let's go on to the Dolphins and Todd. We have 161 out of 199, Dwayne Haskins. That's going to the Seahawks. And Avery. We have Greg Rousseau. We have Patrick Surtain. Going to the Broncos. And Ryan. And then we have a Justin Fields comics going to the Bears. And Kevin, there you go, Kevin. Nice Justin Fields. And Javonte Williams. We have a Blue Kadarius Toney going to the Giants and Avery. Otto Mills. Let's go Bengals. Patterson. We have 175 out of 249, Zach Wilson. Let's go on to the Jets and Todd. We have an Asante Samuel Jr. Oh no, let's go on to the Chargers and Todd. We have a Jamie Newman comics going to the Eagles. That's numbered 132 out of 199. Let's go to the Eagles and Jerry. And then we have in 86 to 199, Jalen Waddle. Smashing. Let's go to the Dolphins and Todd. We have Zach Wilson, rookie, going to the Jets and Todd. We have Chaz Surratt. I don't remember where you went, dude. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Yo, I don't like to sleep. I have to look this up, so give me a sec. I want to say that. Sure. Vikings and Todd with the Vikings with Patrick Surtain. We have another Chaz Surratt going to the Vikings. Todd with the Vikings. We have a Groovin, 3 out of 25. Javonte Williams, let's go to the Broncos, and Ryan. And then we have 194 to 199, Greg Newsome. I think he went to Cleveland, but I will double check that. Just double check this Greg Newsome, and then that will conclude it for this. Yeah, he went to Cleveland, which is Jerry. Where that was our wild card illumination. We have our Jersey Fusion up next. Russell Wilson, that's a good question. I don't think he leaves, honestly. I don't. Playlist. Like, I mean, look. If I'm the Seahawks owner, GM, whatever, I'm getting rid of a 70-year-old head coach before I get rid of a franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because Russell Wilson's good. I think he might be a little overrated, but I think he's good. If I have to pick between, a complete rebuild or like just getting rid of my head coach, I think I'd go the head coach route first and see if that works. So, I think that Russ stays in Seattle, and I think that Carroll gets fired. I think that's what it's going to come down to. Yeah. That would be my guess. If Russ does leave, if we're just saying like he doesn't stay in Seattle, he's definitely leaving. I would say he's Russell Wilson. He's not going to play for like a small market team. So I'd say Say New York, probably. Maybe Pittsburgh. I know Indy's trying really hard to get him, but I just don't see him going to Indy. Not that Indy's necessarily, they're not necessarily a small market team, but they're not like a big market team. Does that make sense? Like, they're not like the New Yorks and Pittsburghs and LAs and, of the world. Like, they're kind of, they have, they have a great franchise, and their franchise, they're a good franchise historically and even now, but I just don't see Russ. Russ likes attention. I don't think Wentz is going to Pittsburgh. I don't think Wentz is going to be a starter next year. All right, we have one box of 2021 Jersey Fusion Multisport. Just first letter, first name. Avery has K, Paul has H, Avery has B, Scott has M, Avery has L, Paul has A, Joseph has N and E and J. Paul has R and S, Avery has F, Paul has D, Scott has I, Brad has T, Avery has Z, Paul has G, Joseph has Y, Brad has C, Avery has P, Paul has O, and Avery has W. Well, here's the thing, Ed. If Russ does request out, which I could see if they keep Carroll, because I think that's what it boils down to. The Seahawks have no leverage. Russ has all the leverage in that situation, and it gives other teams leverage too. All right, we have an Anthony Rizzo game used Jersey Fusion swatch. Let's go on to the A spot and Paul. There you go, Paul. Nice Anthony Rizzo. You get the bonus card as well. And I think that the only way that they do trade Russ is if he does ask out. Which again would take away like literally all their leverage. So kind of like the Deshaun situation right now. The Texans are still going to get a lot for him. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's right. The Texans are going to get a lot, but I don't think they're going to get what they're asking. I really don't. They're asking a freaking lot, dude. They want like 3 firsts, a couple seconds, and like a player or two. That's a lot. Especially when, a team could, but I guess you're wasting. I don't know. I wouldn't trade for him immediately if I was a team. Obviously because of the lawsuits, but even if the lawsuits because the longer you hold out, the better chances you have of them lowering their prices. Their asking price. 2021 Jersey Fusion Multisport. So Brady's not coming back. I genuinely don't care what people say. Brady is not coming back to the NFL. Just let the guy live. He's 44. Just let him live his life. Stop speculating about he's coming back. If he does come back, then cool, he comes back. But I'd say that there's like a 97% chance that he doesn't come back right now. The chance of him returning is very small. Has to be the perfect situation. There's so many things that have to factor into it. Just let him live his life. I hate that there's still speculation of Brady coming back. Just stop. Just let the dude live. What do we have next? We have our cases, right? Until Tom Brady isn't retired, he's retired. So but no, I don't think that the Niners trade Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think Trey Lance is... I don't know. I don't think Trey Lance is ready to start. If they do trade Jimmy Garoppolo, they're just not going to be good next year. Not that Jimmy Garoppolo is good, but he excels in that offense because it's built for him. That's the perfect offense for him. And he's better than Trey Lance. As of right now. Maybe down the road Trey Lance, develops a lot better, but Trey Lance is not NFL ready right now. All right, we have our 3-box 2022 Gold Rush Premier Players Football. Number 1, Tony has the Raiders, Cody has the Colts, Alex is the Jets, Will is the Vikings, Jerry is the Bills, Brian is the Lions, Jerry is the Falcons, Lynn is the Bengals, Sam is the Rams, Tyrone is the Niners, Hunter is the Bears, Tony is the football team, Sam is the Chiefs, Tate is the Packers, Corey is the Patriots, Will is the Steelers, David is the Titans, Marley is the Saints, Ryan is the Browns, Lynn is the Eagles, Kenneth is the Broncos, Franco is the Jags, Erica is the Ravens, Jimmy is the Seahawks, Tate is the Giants, Andrew is the Texans, Erica is the Finns, Richard is the Boys, Nick is the Cardinals, Todd is the Panthers, Richard is the Chargers, Brandon is the Bucks. I don't think Jimmy is going to the Giants. I think if Jimmy does get traded, I think he's going to Tampa. I very much agree with you on that, Ryan. I think that Jimmy's staying one more year. I mean, I guess I get your frustration. I understand your guys' frustration with Jimmy, but I wouldn't necessarily be sad about that, Ryan, because I mean, me personally, I think that Jimmy Garoppolo puts you in a better position to win right now than Trey Lance does. I do agree with that. Although I think that Mitch Trubisky, I don't know who he's going to go to. I think the Giants are a team for sure to watch. I think the Panthers are also a team to watch. I could see Mitch. Look, I said this back in freaking 2020. I understand that, but Jason, so this is Premier Player Football number 1. You're probably in number 3, Jason. There's 2 cases going tonight. This filled yesterday. This was definitely the first one that filled. This filled yesterday. I understand that, but it's not there yet. I mean, he's just not ready yet. I said this back in 2020. Mitch Trubisky's not a bad quarterback. He might not be great. He might not be, your Josh Allens and Pat Mahomes, but he's really not a bad quarterback. Matt Nagy was terrible. And I mean, Pat Mahomes would look bad in that offense. Matt Nagy's terrible. We have 41 out of 75. DK Metcalf rookie auto from 2019 Chronicles Crown Royale. Let's go into the Seahawks and Jimmy. Kane, that already broke, my man. That broke probably about 10, 12 minutes ago. Yeah, I mean, nobody was going to succeed in Nagy's offense. And, I mean, he brought them to the playoffs, once or twice, right? So, I mean, that's impressive. I don't think Trubisky's a bad quarterback, and I've said that for a while. I think that if you put him in a good offense with a good head coach and all that, I think he can thrive. We have 75 out of 149. Travis Etienne Jr., RPA from 2021 Gold Standard Football. Let's go on to the Jaguars and Franco. We have in 8 out of 10 Josh Jacobs. 3-color patch auto. That is player worn. That's from 2021 Luminous Football. Let's go on to the Raiders. And Tony. There you go, Tony. This one here. I don't know if this is or not, but how about 8 out of 20, Chris Carter. Autograph on card from 2016 Flawless Football. Let's go on to the Vikings and Will. There you go, Will. That's Chris Carter. And last box. I don't, yeah, I think there's a lot of situations like that, though, Ed. I personally, I don't think Jalen Hurts will be the starter midway through next season. I don't think Jalen Hurts is that good. We have a 2020 Panini Prism Draft Picks Isaiah Simmons IP autograph. You have a grade, a Beckett 10 on the autograph. Let's go ahead and go out to the Cardinals and Nick. Yeah. I think that Minshew will take over the starting job by midway through next season, personally. Nice one here. Oh, it's not his rookie? I thought it was his rookie. We have a Nick Chubb auto. This is a rookie. 2018 Prism. Yeah. It's not the rookie symbol. Let's go to the Browns and Ryan. There you go, Ryan. Nice Nick Chubb. I think Minshew will be the starter midway through next season. I think he'll take over. I think he's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Did you guys hear the reports? I know it's a quarterback league. That was half number 1. We have half number 2 up next. I know it's a quarterback league, and teams are always searching for the next quarterback. But there are reports out. I mean, Schefter, Rappaport, guys like that. You know, trustworthy guys from multiple sources. That like belief around the league. There's a lot of belief around the league that like a quarterback won't be taken until the second round in this draft, which I think is crazy. But low key, I guess it could happen. I mean, I don't know if it ever will be. As again, it's a quarterback league, you know, but. '21 Gold Rush Premier Players Football 3-backs Group Break number 1. But I mean, scouts, executives, they just don't see any talent in this class at all. At all. Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's a hard one to believe, but like a lot of people are saying that a lot of analysts and stuff. That's true. That's a good point, Ed. That's a good point. A lot of analysts and stuff are saying that like no rookies are even really going to start this year. Teams are just going to sign guys like Sam Darnold and Mitch Trubisky and you know, Carson Wentz's of the world and all that to kind of be like bridge quarterbacks to get them through this year so they can get to next year's quarterback draft class. Man, like people just don't see any talent in this draft class as far as QB wise. And it's a weak running back draft class too. Hendon Hooker. What position? Yeah, exactly. Guys like that. When is the? Oh, that's not. I don't think he's still in high school, right? Senior year, or is he a freshman in Word. I thought you meant like I was like, gotcha. You mean like yeah? I was tripping. I thought you meant like this, like next year, like. But I get what you mean. Now you mean like the 2023 class. All right, we have our 3-box 2022 Gold Rush Premier Players Football. Number 2, Richard is the Niners, Rick is the Steelers, Scott is the Browns, Marvin is the Saints, Jason is the Chargers, Richard is the Falcons, Eric is the Bucks, Sean is the Cardinals, Eric is the Seahawks, Hunter is the Bears, Nicole is the Broncos, Ryan is the Rams, Tim is the Bills, Ryan is the Giants, Tom is the Lions, David is the Bengals, Mike is the Colts, Donnie is the Titans, Corey is the Finns, Donnie is the Vikings, Corey is the Texans, Tom is the Jets, Shane is the football team, Kent is the Patriots and Cowboys, Ryan is the Panthers, Mike is the Jags and Raiders, Tim is the Chiefs, Jeremy is the Ravens, Scott is the Eagles, and Kevin is the Packers. He still doesn't pick the school yet. Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely going to be an interesting year for product because quarterbacks are the chase. You know, everybody chases quarterbacks. And even if, you know, I could see quarterbacks. Yeah, I think the quarterbacks are going to get picked first round. But, what was the helmet? It was a Zach Wilson Jets. What was I going to say? I mean, what is there going to be? 1 or 2 quarterbacks picked in the first round? We have a 2020 Panini Mosaic Jordan Love IP auto Beckett 10 autograph. A lot of the scouts around the league are saying that Jordan Love is better than any rookie in this draft class, man. Jordan freaking Love. Let's go on to the Packers and Kevin. We have no clue. Ed, Flawless isn't going to come out until like freaking July. I think 2, Frankie. I think 2 will go. A lot of people are high on Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis are like the 2 big quarterbacks. But yeah, I mean that's about it. How about a Barry Sanders Gaudy autographs from 2018 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions? Let's go on to the Lions and Tom. But there's just not going to be. I don't think there's going to be a lot of demand because, frankly, there's not a lot of good quarterbacks. There's not a lot of believers in this draft class. And quarterbacks of the chase. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how product reacts. I think that the way, you know, things are going in the world right now anyways, you know, I think the market is due to take a dip. That's the way it works, you know. I think it'll go down. It's already starting to go down. I think it's going to continue that trend. And then in 5-6 years, it's going to shoot back up again. And it's going to be another, you know, crazy time. But I think it's due to go down. I mean, if you didn't think it was going to happen, then, you know, I mean, I don't really know what to tell you. It's kind of just the way the markets work. We have a 1989 Pro Set Tim Brown authentic autograph. It's IP Beckett 10. Let's go on to the Raiders and Mike. It's Tim Brown. Yeah, I can see that, Ed. And you know, people, a lot of people like to think that they know like everything. So they'll bring up like, oh well, this card just sold for this price, and this card, you know, people don't realize, man, like how much money laundering actually goes on with this industry. A lot. We have a 101 AJ Dillon printing plate auto. It's a rookie auto from 2021 Contenders draft picks. Let's go on to the Packers and Kevin. I don't care what anybody says. There's absolutely 100% money laundering going on. 100%. A ton of money laundering goes on in this industry. Because I mean, realistically, it's an easy hide. It's a crazy easy hide. And I'm not saying that that's every card that sells for, you know, a crazy amount, but they're definitely in there. We have a 2020 Chronicle Signature Series football. 26 out of 35. Dalvin Cook. Yeah. Let's go on to the Vikings and Donnie. But I mean, even though, look, granted, there are rich card collectors, absolutely. I'm not doubting that. But even the way the market is like right now, I mean, it's tanking. Like realistically, you know, it is. And I mean, everything's tanking. All markets, not just the card market. Everything is gonna start to go down. You know, with everything that's going on in the world and the way things are. We post everything in our break group, Remington. And it's like every day a new card, you know, sets a record or something. And I'm not, you know, I mean, some of those are probably true, but some of those are also probably definitely Not true. We have 2016 Dunhurst, Ezekiel Elliott, rated rookie, BGS 9.5. Let's go into the Cowboys and Kent. Here you go, Kent. Zeke. Congrats on that, guys. That was our 2022 Gold Rush from Real Players Football, number 2. Alright, for our next case, let me just move it out of the way and tag it on. Alright, we have our 3-box 2022 Gold Rush Premier Players Football. Number 3, Jake is the Lions, Jason is the football team, Anthony is the Broncos, David is the Browns, Tate is the Giants, Eric is the Chargers, Jeff is the Finns, Nathan is the Raiders, Jim is the Patriots, Ed is the Saints, Tate is the Cardinals, Kevin is the Titans, Anastasia is the Jets, Sean is the Colts, Tate is the Bills, Adam is the Texans, Cameron is the Vikings, Tony is the Eagles, Jason is the Packers, Donnie is the Steelers, Nathan is the Panthers, Ryan is the Bears, Cameron is the Rams, Eric is the Chiefs, Adam is the Bengals, Jake is the Boys, Jimmy is the Seahawks, Mike is the Bucks, Mike is the Ravens, Mike is the Falcons, Adam is the Niners, and Murphy is the Jags. What up, Jerry? We can do your pop if you're still here at the end, or I can do it now. But if you're going to be here at the end, that would be easier. One hit in first 3. These is. Do you mean the first case? This is box number 7 of tonight, Corey. We already did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or do you mean the first 3? Never mind. I don't know. I'm tripping, dude. I completely misinterpreted that. The first 3 was. It's a great question. Nick Chubb, Prism Rookie Auto, Green Pulsar, Chris Carter, Flawless On-Card Auto to 2016 Flawless that was. A Josh Jacobs Patch Auto 10 from 2021 Luminance. A Travis Etienne RPA from 2021 Gold Standard to 149. A DK Metcalf Rookie Auto from Chronicles to 49. And an Isaiah Simmons IP Auto. Yeah, my bad, dude. I completely misread the comment. Alright, we have a 2012 Topps Platinum X-Fractors Ryan Tannehill Beckett Authentic Autograph. Sick with the orange ink. Let's go on to the Dolphins and Jeff. And they really paid him all that money too. He single-handedly sold. Yeah, this is like lot number 3, but I think he was talking about like box 1, 2, and 3. Like the first set. We have John Elway auto 14/25. That's from 2016 NT Collegiate. Let's go on to the Broncos and Anthony. I still think he's a good quarterback, by the way, but he just completely had a terrible game. Choked that hard. against the Bengals. The Bengals were a good team, though. That's the way it usually goes, Ed. Unfortunately, that's the way it usually goes. We have a 1/1, Rashad Penny. This is a laundry tag from 2019 NT football. That's going to the Seahawks. And Jimmy. That Marino on the cover would be sick. We have a 1989 Topps traded Steve Atwater, Beckett Authentic Autograph, 10 grade on the auto. That's going to the Broncos. And Anthony. Nice Atwater. Wow, how about a 1998 Topps Chrome Randy Moss PSA 9 rookie? That's going to the Vikings and Cameron. There you go, Cameron. Nice Randy Moss. And how about a 2/5 Matt Ryan on-card auto from Flawless. It's from 2018 Flawless. It's going to the Falcons. And Mike. There you go, Mike. Nice Matt Ryan. Congrats on that, guys. That was our third set of Premier Players. We have number 4 up next. Alright, next question. Let's get a little... I gotta stir the pot a little bit. What determines if a quarterback makes the Hall of Fame or not? Because I think that today a lot of people just, I mean, it's barely the Hall of Fame anymore. It's just kind of like, if you play and you were decent, you're in. I feel like the standards are a lot lower than they should be. Like, for example, I mean, just to throw out some names, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, and Eli Manning. I think that they'll all get in. I don't think they all deserve to get in. Honestly, out of the 3, I'd say that Matt Ryan deserves to get in the most. Because Matt Ryan's a good quarterback, just plays for a terrible organization. No offensive line. He has an MVP. Made a Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl because his offensive coordinator was an idiot. I mean, Matthew Stafford, granted, he has had the 2 best wide receivers ever on his team. Well, the seasons ever. But he did nothing in the Super Bowl. I mean, he threw 2 picks. Eli Manning has 2 rings, but I mean, defense and granted, Eli did lead game-winning drives in both, and I'll give him that. But the receivers came up big. The helmet catch, without that catch, that amazing catch by Tyree, they don't win that game. You know what I'm saying? Goers Premier Players number 4. Brad is the Saints. Jeff is the Falcons. Will is the Rams. Jerry is the Bills. Kevin is the Jets. Matt is the Boys. Lynn is the Bengals. David is the Ravens. Ryan is the football team. Murphy is the Packers. Maurice is the Chargers. Brad is the Browns. Jason is the Bears. Tony is the Titans. Anastasia is the Patriots. Ryan is the Bucks. Tyler is the Seahawks. Mark is the Vikings. Will is the Giants. Ed is the Finns. Tim is the Chiefs. Maurice is the Eagles. Jerry is the Panthers. Tim is the Texans. Zach is the Lions and Raiders. Kevin is the Jags. Tim is the Cardinals. Kent is the Broncos. Michael is the Niners. Matt is the Steelers. And Michael is the Colts. Personally, yeah, I do think that they all get in. I don't think they all deserve to get in, though, like I said. I actually think that more or less now rings determine if you get in the Hall of Fame or not. And so I think out of those 3, even though I think he's the most deserving, I think Matt Ryan will be the least popular to make it. Oh, sure. Look, I'm not saying that you can't credit Eli at all for that for those games. He did come up big. What the heck, bro? He did come up big, but I mean, both times he had a really good defense, I believe. And his receivers came up big for him. We have a 9 out of 22 Jerry Jeudy RPA. Let's go out to the Broncos and Kent. Oh, for sure. I mean, look, Eli Manning at best, if you take, granted, he has 2 Super Bowls, and I'll give him that. Like we said, he did come up big in both Super Bowls, and yeah, I mean, can't take that away from him. But I mean, he's an average quarterback at best, let's be honest. I mean, he's, 117 and 117, and maybe a few ties in there. All-time record. He was the tongue twister. The league leader in interceptions multiple times in his career, I believe. I mean, he just wasn't that great of a quarterback. He'll get into the Hall of Fame, though, because he has 2 rings. We have a 2020 Panini Phoenix Fireburst Jordan Love, BGS 9.5. Let's go on to the Packers and Murphy. I don't think, personally, based off of criteria other than rings, Eli Manning's a Hall of Fame worthy quarterback. I don't think Matt Stafford's a Hall of Fame worthy quarterback. And I think Matt Ryan is on the fence. But I think he's the right, but they're two different type of quarterbacks, Frankie. Come on, man. Eli wasn't a gunslinger. Eli just couldn't read a defense to save his life. Favre was just a gunslinger, bro. He would just toss it up. I mean, two completely different types of quarterbacks, bro. I know you probably love Eli because Peyton went to Tennessee, but we got 13 out of 25. Baker Mayfield, RPA from 2018 XR Football. Let's go on to the Browns and Brad with the Browns, right? Yeah. Yeah, the difference between, I mean, you can't compare Eli and Favre, Frankie. Favre did lead the league in interceptions, but the difference between Eli and Favre is Favre would just throw the ball up. And if his receiver caught it, his receiver caught it. If not, oh well. Eli, would make bad throws, not reckless throws. I said Peyton. I knew Eli was Ole Miss, but I said Peyton was Tennessee. So I think there's a difference between the two. I think Favre made reckless throws, but Eli made bad throws. We have 14 out of 399 Lamar Jackson rookies. That's a fair point, Maurice. 2018 the National. But does that validate a Hall of Fame career? Because I don't think it does. Let's go on to the Ravens and where's the Ravens? David with the Ravens. I don't know if that's necessary. What? I guess it's, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that that's necessary. I think that has no shot of being Hall of Fame criteria. Could you imagine if they just like if that was the criteria? What's your all-time record versus Tom Brady? That's what we base your Hall of Fame on. Your Hall of Fame induction on. We have 2 out of 5 Christian McCaffrey auto from 2019 Immaculate. Let's go to the Panthers and Jerry with the Panthers. Yeah, I don't think that that's a valid reason at all, Frankie. If I'm putting someone into the Hall of Fame, I genuinely just don't care about your record versus Brady. Yeah, they were. They were both very lucky. We have a 2016 Dunrush Carson Wentz rated rookie BGS 9.5. That's going out to the Eagles and Maurice. I don't know. I just think it's an interesting thing to think about, like what actually validates a Hall of Fame career. Because personally, you know, we've recognized that Eli knew how to win in big moments, and he was clutch. But I mean, looking back at his career, you know, I mean, maybe he had some Hall of Fame moments, but I wouldn't say he had a Hall of Fame career. He might have some Hall of Fame moments, you know, the 2 Super Bowls. Well, that's why it's a good thing that those people don't vote for the Hall of Fame, Frankie. Because that's just a stupid reason to put someone in the Hall of Fame. I wonder, like, so should we just put everybody who's like all the nobodies in the league who are like 1-0 against Brady, like who just started a game against Brady and won against Brady? Should we just put them in the Hall of Fame, bro? Like, that's just not a valid reason. Like, I can understand if someone wants to argue that Eli was clutch, he came in clutch. I understand that. I think that's a valid reason. I think that that's something that could be argued. But, I mean, you can't. That's not even a valid reason. That's just garbage. Yeah, I think that's fair. How much of that was actually Eli, though, Frankie? Winning is a team stat. Winning is a team wins. The quarterback doesn't win. The team wins. Exactly, Mary. No, Nick Foles is not a Hall of Famer. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. I think Eli is going to the Hall. I'm not saying that. I think that Eli is going to the Hall of Fame. I think Matt Ryan's going to the Hall of Fame, and I think Stafford is. I don't necessarily agree with all of them going. I don't think that Eli had a Hall of Fame career, but I think he'll be in the Hall of Fame. Because I think, you know, it's just been so watered down. Yeah, but I mean, again, Mario, Foles had a Hall of Fame moment. You know, the Philly special is probably already in the Hall of Fame. It'll be there forever. But Foles has not had a Hall of Fame career. Yeah, again, another Hall of Fame moment. He had the 6-7 touchdowns in a game. That's a Hall of Fame moment. But a Hall of Fame career is a career full of Hall of Fame moments. Not just 1 or 2 Hall of Fame moments in your career. You know, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, John Elway, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Dan Marino. Dan Marino doesn't have any rings, but he had a Hall of Fame career. He had a career full of Hall of Fame moments. Same thing with all those other quarterbacks I just listed. They had careers full of Hall of Fame moments. Guys like Nick Foles, Eli Manning. They have Hall of Fame moments, but not a career full of them. What about Wentz Super Bowl run? What do you mean? No, I don't think Edelman should get it. No. Personally, no. I think he will. But I don't necessarily think he should. I definitely haven't looked at Edelman's stats as much as I have the quarterbacks. So, take that loosely, but. All right, we have one box of 2021 Bowman Best Baseball. Kevin is the Angels, Jerry is the Astros and Athletics, Mike is the Blue Jays, Avery is the Braves, Jerry is the Brewers, William is the Cardinals, Jonathan is the Cubs, Jerry is the Diamondbacks, Jonathan is the Dodgers, Jerry is the Giants and Indians and Mariners and Marlins, Derek is the Mets, and Jerry is the Nationals, Jess is the Orioles, Avery is the Padres, Jerry is the Phillies, Jim is the Pirates, Derek is the Rangers, Mike is the Rays, Rebecca is the Reds, Jason is the Red Sox, Lee is the Rockies, Derek is the Orioles, Ryan is the Tigers, Mike is the Twins, Ryan is the White Sox and Yankees. That's how I measure it. You know, I think that a lot of quarterbacks have Hall of Fame moments. But just because you have Hall of Fame moments, yeah, I agree, Maurice. Just because you have Hall of Fame moments, I don't think that dictates a Hall of Fame career. You have to have more than 1 or 2 or 3 Hall of Fame moments to get into the Hall of Fame. You have to have a career full of them. And so, guys like Nick Foles has a couple. Eli Manning has a couple. I don't know about Nick Foles. I don't know if Nick Foles will get it, personally. I think that's a toss-up. I do think Eli will get in, but I don't necessarily agree with that. Yeah, Hall of Fame, exactly. Hall of Fame seasons, even. Sixto Sanchez, Casey Mize. Eli Manning never really had a Hall of Fame season. I mean, we have a Joe Adele. Okay, that's going to the Angels and Kevin. And so, you know, I think that they all will get in because, yeah, exactly. Oh, it can't just be numbers. No. But, like, for example, not talking number-wise, like Eli's Hall of Fame moment, I would say Eli has a couple Hall of Fame moments. The Super Bowls, the game-winning drives, right? Those were Hall of Fame moments for Eli. He was locked in. He came up big. He came in clutch. But we have a Carlos Colmenares auto going to the Rays and Mike. He didn't do that all throughout his career. Yeah, Cup season was a Hall of Fame season. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree, Maurice. I agree. Then we have a Julio Rodriguez on the back. Let's go to the Mariners and Jerry. Yeah. I mean, that's very fair. Dominguez, Hedbert Perez. We have an Aaron Judge masterpiece. Let's go to the Yankees and Ryan. Future Vibrance, Jared Kelenic. Going to the Mariners and Jerry. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's become a quarterback award. Unless you know, if Cup would have went over 2,000, I think you would have got MVP. But it's become such a quarterback award. Miguel Cabrera. Let's go on to the Tigers and Ryan. Gilbert. We have a Future Vibrance Brady House. That's going to the Nationals and Jerry. I think it's an interesting conversation to have. I do. We have Josh Donaldson going to the Twins and Mike. We have Jose Ramirez, Xander Bogaerts. Nice. We have 65 out of 250. Marcelo Meyer. Let's go to Boston and Jason. Look, anybody who thinks that Kirk Cousins is borderline Hall of Fame just is delusional. I do think that Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, but I don't think he's anywhere near a Hall of Fame quarterback. We have a Michelle Urbina auto gone to the Twins, and Mike, I don't think he's anywhere near a Hall of Fame quarterback. I think that he used to be very overrated. Yeah, exactly, Michael. We have Kyle Lewis going to the Mariners and Jerry. Exactly, man. That's my whole point. I think Eli will get in just because he's a quarterback. You know, whereas Malcolm Butler isn't. But you know, the Hall of Fame is supposed to be for elite players, and Eli just wasn't an elite player. He might have been clutch. He had a few clutch moments, but we have an Andrew Vaughn. Maybe Ed. I think it'd be borderline because I think he's been a better quarterback than Eli statistically. Future Vibrance. That's Andrew Vaughn. Let's go to the White Sox and Ryan. So I mean, I could see that. Yeah. We have a Jose Barrero going to the Reds and Rebecca. We have a Brady House. Let's go on to the Nationals and Jerry. And we have a Jackson Merrill going to the Padres and Avery. I think this was the last box of Bowman's best, guys, so I just want to get this posted. I think I have 2 boxes of tier 1 left, so I'm gonna. Last time I posted a 2-box, it didn't go over well, so I don't know. I don't know if I want to post a 2-box or 2 1-box breaks, but we'll figure something out. We're gonna both one way or the other. Yeah, you're not wrong, Ed. You're not wrong at all. And also, people read way too much into rings nowadays. Like, freaking Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring. That doesn't make him a Hall of Fame quarterback. We have Brady House. Let's go to the Nationals. And Jerry. You know, so, granted, Eli has 2, but... And he did come up big, but it's like, man, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Let's go to the Marlins and Jerry. He just wasn't a good quarterback besides, you know, I mean, he had a couple big moments in those games, and in other games, you know, he had some highlights, but he was an average quarterback at best, you know, most of the time. And it's like, all right, I agree with you to an extent there. I agree with you to an extent, but I don't think that I think rings are weighted too heavily, just in general. We have a Harry Ford going to the Mariners and Jerry. Yeah, exactly, Ed. Exactly. And we have a Hashon. I always mess this dude's name up, bro. Can someone please tell me, like, can someone who knows how to say this dude's name please, like, teach me? Because I just can't get it right. Like, I don't know, butcher it. Hashong Kim? Let's go into the Padres and Avery. If I said that wrong, please correct me. Yeah. Absolutely, Maurice. I mean, people actually really forget how bad Peyton's last season was. And that's not... I mean, look, Peyton Manning, in my opinion, is just the best pure talent quarterback to ever play the game. I think that Brady's the greatest of all time. You can say cheat, whatever. I don't care. I think that Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. But I think that Peyton Manning was the most talented quarterback of all time. I would say so, Michael. We have 100 out of 199. Nolan Arenado. But he just stretched it, man. Let's go on to the Cardinals and William. I mean, his last season, he had 8 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. Like, he wasn't good. He just wasn't good at all. He had 8 touchdowns and 17 picks. We have a best of 2021 autograph of Aaron Zavala going to the Rangers and Derek. I mean, that's atrocious. Yeah, but Joe Thomas was one of the most dominant offensive linemen of his time. I mean, he was crazy. We have a Chase Petty go out to the Twins and Mike. Yeah, Peyton, that last ring, Peyton had nothing to do with that last ring. That was 100% the defense. That Denver defense was crazy disgusting. That's a good question. I think, obviously Dolphins fans will argue Marino, and Colts fans and Broncos fans will argue Manning. And I think that both arguments are valid. I think that both could be argued. Manoah, Howard, definitely think that there's an argument there for both of them. We have a Christian Pache going to the Braves and Avery. I would have to disagree with you, Mario. I think that the only sport that it would even be possible to rig would be NBA because there's only what is it, 11 people, 12 people, something like that. For the NFL to be rigged, Mario, there's too many people. Way too many people that I would even. We have Carlos Colmenares going to the Rays and Mike. Realistically, you know who says the NFL is rigged? People whose teams are bad. We have Blaze Jordan going to the Red Sox and Jason. Normally you'll hear Jags fans and Jets fans and teams like that. I do think that the referees play a huge part in games, but I think that would be as far as it goes. I don't think the actual players, owners, front office have any part in it because, again, for that to happen, there's 53 players on each roster plus the practice squad, which is, I think, 13 or 12 or something like that. So that's 53 times 32, and then whatever the practice squad is, 10, 11, something like that, times 32. Plus all, you have the trainers, the executives, the coaches, the assistant coaches, the coordinators, the scouts. There's way too many people involved with one football team to even think about the league being rigged. It just doesn't add up. We have a Sal Frelick going to the Brewers and Jerry. Which Atlanta game are you talking about? We have Ronald Acuna Jr. going to the Braves and Avery. There's a lot of Atlanta games that have been played. Dude, some things might seem off, maybe. The Super Bowl. That's just bad coaching. That was terribly bad coaching on Shanahan's part. And again, the referees might have played a part in that, but the league isn't rigged. Look, Mario, just take a minute to sit back and think about all of the people that would have to have knowledge of the league being rigged. Well, that's a little different, Mario. That's not necessarily the league being rigged. Those are two different things. Two completely separate things. What's going on with the Dolphins and the league being rigged. Two completely separate things. We have a William Contreras refractor auto that's going to the Braves and Avery. So, I mean, yeah, those are two completely different things. We have a Yerma Mercedes rookie. So, refractor going to the White Sox and Ryan. And that was our 2021 Bowman Best Baseball. Okay, well, that's fair. So, you hit the Pats and Brady. Makes sense. But seriously, Mario, just like, you know, just think for a second, like, literally how many people would have to have knowledge of the league being rigged for the league to actually be rigged. Like, it's not possible. It's not mathematically possible. There would be too many people that, like, it just wouldn't work at all. Just wouldn't. I think that the referees have huge impacts on games, like the Saints no call. You know, I don't necessarily think that's being rigged. I think the referees can be biased, absolutely, and that can alter the outcome of games. Yeah, I agree, Gabriel. And I think that, you know, maybe the owners can do stupid stuff like in Miami. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, Ed. Like you said, yeah, I mean, he said he has proof, so we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the actual league itself isn't rigged, I don't think. There would just be way too many people that it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't. But that was all that we had for tonight, guys. Jerry, are you still here? If Jerry is here, I can't talk. I'll rip his pop for him. Word, Jerry's here. Cool. it's definitely possible, Ed. I don't know. Until I see evidence, I mean, guilty until innocent, innocent until guilty. All right. And so, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Maurice. Exactly. I agree. We have one 2022 Hit Parade autograph Funko Pop for Jerry B. Good luck, Jerry. We have number 6 out of 50. That would be crazy expensive. Crazy expensive. You know it. Sports Funkos are ridiculous. Dang, I don't like these new pop boxes, man. They're impossible to open. What the heck? There we go. Oh, this is kind of cool. If it is who I think it is, which it might not be, but it also might be. It's not who I think it is. Okay. That's awkward. I thought it was somebody completely different, but it's not. We have Floyd Norman as Sully. I thought it was like the alien dude from Toy Story, but it's not apparently. It's like from like Remix. I don't know. It's like an alien. It's like the alien dude dressed up as Sully or something. I don't know. Floyd Norman. JSA cert. Congrats on that, Jerry. Alright, dog, you know what? Not from Pizza Planet. Okay. Sir, thank you for opening that line, man. Alright, word. That was all that we had for tonight. So, yeah. Go ahead and sign off. And we'll be back on tomorrow. We'll get some more stuff posted. We'll get stuff that's posted and not filled. We'll get that filled. Run some minis, mini it out. And we'll get some other stuff posted and roll it. Let's have a dope Saturday night tomorrow. Word.